Many Filipino talents are recognized the world over, especially here in the UK. And most of these talents are strategically placed in a lot of government, private, and public sectors and agencies all over the UK and perhaps all over the world. Sadly, Filipinos do not recognize this. And even more tragic is that these talents are draining away from the Philippines instead of going back. Our guest in Britantya Ngayon, Dr. Cito Maramba, has a different perspective. His heart, mind, and soul is to give back all these talents into the Philippines. So we have with us, and it's our pride, in Britantya Ngayon, Dr. Cito Maramba. He is a doctor by profession, and he finished his Doctor of Medicine from University of the Philippines.
Right. Yes.
And you also took, Dr. Cito, your biology also in the University of the Philippines.
That was my pre-med.
Pre-med.
My pre-med at UP Diliman.
And I can see that he is really proud of his background and family, most especially.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, basically, I come from a family of doctors.
Okay.
My father, Dr. Tomas P. Maramba, was Undersecretary of Health for Standards and Regulation during the time of President Cory Aquino. And my mother is a professor emeritus in pharmacology and toxicology at the UP College of Medicine. And I'm proud to say also my younger sister, Dr. Cecilia Maramba Lasarte. She's now the director of the Institute of Herbal Medicine at the UP Manila National Institutes of Health. My brother is not a doctor, but he's an engineer, but he also helps by looking into less waste for energy production with a firm in Houston, Texas.
And this is, we see here a family of talents, not only in the field of medicine, but also in engineering.
Yes, that's right.
However, it's only Dr. Cito was managed to go abroad and share his talents. And anyhow, you're also honed by your education and training coming from UK and all over.
Yes. Well, what happened was after I finished my medicine, I worked for a while at the UP College of Public Health, then at the UP College of Medicine, where I joined the newly formed Medical Informatics Unit together with Doctors Eloy Marcelo and Dr. Herman Tolentino. And I was lucky enough that the then dean at the time, Professor Ramon Arcadio, sponsored me for a faculty development grant to go and study at the University of Warwick for my Master's in Health Information Science.
And what is even more interesting, Doc, you said in your statement, you said, my wish for the future is that my work will leave a legacy that will continue to help improve the lives and health of both people, both here in the UK and in the Philippines.
Yes, that's right.
And God willing, the rest of the world.
Yes, that is my wish. I mean, right now I'm working on a project in the University of Plymouth, which is the e-health productivity and innovation in Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly project. And what that does is it's trying to help form startups, small and medium enterprises to develop digital health applications. So things like apps for your phone, so you can monitor your disease, if you've got a chronic disease like diabetes. And we've also worked on things like a pre-operative screening system so that people, when they have to have an operation, they don't have to go into the hospital just to be seen by the doctor and screen for the operation. Instead, they can fill that out in their own home.
That sounds a bit kind of, so we say, in layman's understanding, it could be very difficult for us. But however, there's one thing I'd like to ask you, Doc. It refers to about the, in a simple term, on the application programming interfaces.
Yes.
I'm sure you must have been familiar with this, which is very common in a lot of NHS.
The API is something that allows various sources of data to go into the same program. So what this does is that it allows a patient's data to be followed no matter wherever they go. So The data from the GP can be followed into the hospital. If the patient goes to another part of the country, their data will follow them to that part of the country because of this application programming interface. It's a common language for various data applications to talk to each other.
This, I believe, is more understandable for a layman.
Yeah.
Because it talks, this is very common. I mean, we encountered this program at a day-to-day basis, especially for layman coming, perhaps staying in the UK, especially in the UK.
Well, that's
Search,
one thing that I hope is because the NHS is one of the best providers of health.
Okay. So with that, in that note, Doc, we don't have much time. As I said, on the last note, you can give parting words to our listeners.
Well, I hope that our listeners will be interested in how digital technologies impact their health and how it can be used to improve healthcare, not just here in the UK, but all over the world, and especially in the Philippines. I hope to be able to bring that back someday, God willing, through the Balik Scientist program in the Philippines.
Okay. So, Doc, thank you very much.
Thank you very much
for your time.
Pleasure.
From Britantya Ngayon.
Thank you.